Hello students, your instructor here, John Medilla with another screencast. This one, part 2 of the web study guide. Got a little bit cut off there, so let's make sure to wrap up smoothly. Again, Adobe Creative Suite, so they make all kinds of things, image editing, web authoring, animation, video editing, all that kind of stuff, interactive. So you're going to use pretty much almost all the pieces of that by the time you graduate. Autodesk, they do a lot of the heavy lifting with 3D animation, motion graphics, drafting. So if you've ever heard of AutoCAD or CAD, that's an Autodesk product. Some manufacturing and prototyping, pre-visualization, things like that. These, Microsoft Office and Google Docs, these are what we consider part of business or even personal use. These are multimedia applications as well. The reason is, look at the number of things they create: page layout, presentations, spreadsheets, web authoring, graphics creation, email. We'll get to web authoring and graphics in a second. Google Docs does some of those same things, but it happens all in the cloud. So it's kind of a multimedia application just because it exists online anyway, and you create everything online. You create online, you view it online, you share it online, all that kind of stuff. That's why we say it's in the cloud. Now, web authoring, you can actually use things like Word and PowerPoint to create web pages. You might be like, what? No way, but you really can. So they're not very good web pages and the code is terrible, but let's take a look at that. Let me get a document in just a second here. So if I open up Word here, sorry, I thought I already had it open. And then I go to this, I actually created a document. I gave it a silly background, I edited the text, I made this word bold, changed the color, put a picture in there. Then I can actually go to Save As, and I get an option to make a whole web page, and it makes this web page file and a folder that holds some of the styles and things like that. I copied it to my server, so there's the folder, and then there's the HTML file. If you wonder what the HTML file looks like, I opened it up in Dreamweaver, and it is absolutely horrible. It is lines and lines and lines and lines and lines of code. If you know anything about web code, it shouldn't take this many lines to create the simple graphic that we did. But again, that's Word making its bloated code. If you view it in the browser, it looks okay though, right? So this is picture in the background and everything's in there just as it look in Word. The crazy thing is you don't have to do any coding at all. Actually, it's just all WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. PowerPoint can do similar things. PowerPoint, if you make any kind of graphics or layout, you can actually export things as JPEGs, PNGs, bitmaps, things like that. So it's actually much more of a multimedia application than you'd think it would be. But in a nutshell, that's that. And these things can do multimedia as well. So that's all I got. Study up, quiz in week 10. Goodbye.